Welcome to the Hypnosis Lab, the show where we say bye-bye to unhelpful beliefs and rewire your subconscious mind to live a life by design. I'm your host, Edna Estrada, rapid transformational hypnotherapist and subconscious transformational coach. Every episode is designed to help you snap out of your old paradigm, gain control of your free will, and experience the life you design. Hello, you brilliant minds. Welcome to episode 3 of the Hypnosis Lab. Today, we are going to be talking about how to use hypnosis to crush your New Year's resolutions. So, this topic is going to save you so much time and so much effort. And it is, I promise you, that if you go into this with an open mind, you are actually going to see such a massive improvement in your choices, in your habits, and in everything that leads you to the road of crushing your New Year's resolutions. Okay, so let me explain to you why hypnosis is a boss girl's secret weapon, okay? I know that there's women out there who are going to be saying, wait a minute, I crush my goals and I don't use hypnosis. But actually, that's kind of not true, because you don't have to sit, in your bed or in your sofa or wherever and listen to an actual hypnosis to be hypnotized, right? To be hypnotized means that you allow something to go into your subconscious mind and you allow that to manipulate your nervous system, your thoughts, your actions. And when all of that is combined, that creates your habits. And then those habits create your reality, right? So it's much easier when you decide to use hypnosis intentionally and you do use it in a way where you can sit down in your couch or in your bed and allow it to completely upgrade your subconscious programming, and then you're intentionally deciding like, okay, this is who I am, this is who I want to be, this is what I want to do, these are the kind of habits I want to create, and I'm going to design my entire inner being so that then that could go and create my outer reality, right? So hypnosis is just a way of saying you are getting change from the inside and you're allowing things to come toward you instead of you chasing them, right? Because what happens when you chase things, right? Have you ever chased someone? Have you ever played a game of tag and you're chasing someone? Well, for one, you get tired. If you don't catch the thing you're chasing, you start to feel pretty discouraged. It doesn't feel good. And when you do catch it, assuming not talking about a fun game, it almost feels like resentment, right? So if you're chasing money, if you're chasing success with your business, if you're chasing a healthy body, a fit body, you don't see yourself as the person that already has that, and you're just working really, really hard to get results. There's almost like this resentment when you do get that thing where you either feel numb, you don't feel as excited as you thought you would feel for getting it, or you feel a little resentful, right? Because you had to work so hard and maybe sacrificed some things to get those results. And that's exactly what hypnosis allows you not to do. It allows you to place yourself in a position where you get the thing you want in the easiest way possible. And that happens when, let's say, you are chasing success with your business or you are chasing a healthy body. Instead of you, working hard 24/7 and doing all these crazy diets and injecting yourself with things, you decide, well, okay, you know what? I love myself. I love my body. This is what I have to offer to the world. And people can just come and find me because they can see that I'm having so much fun. I think I jumbled both of those things up. So hold on, let me restart. So as it pertains to your body, if you decide to yourself, I love myself. I love my body. I'm going to take care of it. But you don't just think it, right? You're not just using positive mindset. You're actually embedding that into your being, into your subconscious, into your bones. And there's no inner feelings of, oh, but if I eat the cookies, I'm going to get fat. And if I get fat, then nobody's going to want me, or I'm not going to love how I look in my body. There's none of that. Like, on a subconscious level, you just feel like a very clean energy about loving your body. When you get to that place where you absolutely love your body, then you just naturally start to want to move more. You feel more energetic. There's no negative energetic, and excuse me, there's no negative energetic thoughts or feelings that are leaking, right? Because all the energy you use up all day long, it's either adding to your cup or it's draining your cup, right? So if you are spending a large part of your day feeling heavy or feeling tired or feeling like you're not enough or feeling like you don't love how you look, you're draining yourself. And that feeling, the result of that feeling is just more wanting to rest, more wanting to sleep, more wanting to cope with alcohol or junk food or just not moving, right? So now let's talk about success, right? If you're chasing success, people can sense that when you're trying to sell your product or when you're trying to get a raise at work. It's almost like, I need you to validate me. I need you to buy from me, or I need you to see how good of a job I'm doing because I don't feel like I'm good enough. And really, I'm just doing all of this to get your approval. And people can sense that, right? So when you go to this place of internally feeling like, whoa, I love what I do. I love what I have to offer to the world. This is so fun. This is so exciting. And I'm just going to create and pour. And God, like, I just love this so much because this is my gift. People are going to flock to you. They are going to want to buy from you. They are going to want to get in close proximity to you because it feels, they can sense that feeling of, oh my God, this feels right, this feels good, this feels aligned, right? So with hypnosis, circling back to hypnosis, what it allows you to do is to keep your focus on what you do want, right? Because a lot of women spend too much time thinking about what they don't want. And they don't do that on purpose. This is just a survival mechanism that your mind creates. So I'll give you a very popular one. One of them is women who have been heartbroken, right? Let's say they got cheated on and that was a very traumatic experience for them. Their mind tends to stay on that moment all the time. Like all day, every day, on a subconscious level. They think about it at least once a day for months, sometimes years, sometimes decades. And that's, again, a lot of drained energy, a lot of energy that could be going into getting excited about your next vacation or feeling energetic for your next workout or feeling passionate and creative for your business or your career goals, or your purpose, whatever it is. Maybe it's for your kids. It's just kind of leaking out of you because your mind is so focused on making sure that you survive that heartbreak, right? So it's constantly thinking about it to just make sure your guard is up and that you never go through that trauma again. This is just a very popular example, but a lot of women go through this with like fights that they've had with their parents because that's so traumatic, sexual abuse, homelessness, just really deep, dark things that they've already overcome, but they're still stuck in their moment, in that moment in their mind. And so that leaks a lot of energy. And that's okay. It's not a bad thing because your mind is just trying to protect you from being ready in case you have to fight or flight, right? In case that happens again, because it was so traumatic, your mind doesn't want you to go through that again. So it's really working really hard every day to make sure that you're catching any red flags or any danger ahead. But what you want to be doing in this situation is, yes, of course, you want to take the time to heal it. You want to take the time to forgive. You want to take the time to, let go, release, do whatever you have to do. But sometimes, even when you do that, you've already spent so much time making that your normal life that it's just become a habit for your mind to be a pessimist, for your mind to think of the worst case scenario, for your mind trying to just find anything, any danger ahead, right? So this can look like you catching the worst in people. You always, like, if you're scrolling on social media, you might always be catching the TikToks or the reels or whatever that say, like, hey, be careful, there's girls getting kidnapped, there's people scamming you, and whatever. You do want to be aware of things, you don't want to turn a blind eye to things, but also you want to design a life and you want to keep your focus mostly on your goals, because when you keep your focus on your goals and on being the woman that already achieved those goals, then your mind switches gears and it starts to look for the opportunities. It starts to look for the good things. It starts to look for the positives. And you don't even have to try. That's just you. That's who you become. So you start to attract people, like minded people. You start to attract fun people, people that can help you, people that just want to share those moments with you, people that are going to be happy for you, and people that have opportunities to give you. You just start creating that moment. But when you are in that negative space, negative energy, or fight or flight energy, then your mind says, okay, oh, this is what you want. Here, let me show you why this is true, because your mind will always just give you what you program in. I hope that makes sense, right? So circling back to the New Year's resolutions, if you want to make sure that you accomplish whatever goals you have, if you want to travel, if you want to get fit, if you want to, I don't know, get married or start dating someone amazing, then you need to become that person before you start experiencing that. That means that you have to start believing in your bones, in your cells, the same way you believe that you're gonna brush your teeth tomorrow, or you're gonna take a shower tomorrow, or you're going to drink water tomorrow. Do you see how when you think of those things, like if you just close your eyes right now and you say, what are some things that I know for sure I'm gonna do tomorrow, right? Well, yeah, I'm probably gonna drink water tomorrow. It doesn't feel like a big deal. It just feels like, well, yeah, duh. Like, yes, of course. It feels calm, right? There's like a calm energy. It's a very certain energy. That's the feeling that you want to get when you say, yeah, am I going to grow my business this year? Am I going to get a six pack this year? It's not a feeling where you're like, oh, I have to get it. I have to change that about myself so I can be happy this year. It just feels like, yeah, of course I am, because that's who I am. That's what I do. I love to work out. I love to share what I know. I love to share my purpose with the world. And yeah, of course, people notice that and they love that and they want to buy from me. Okay. So, what I recommend for you when you are attempting to use hypnosis to crush your New Year's resolutions is to take it step by step. So, yes, my main tip here is to keep your focus on what you do want. So, if you do want to lose weight, if you do want to grow your business, if you do want to, get married to an amazing human being, yeah, go find a hypnosis that is going to put that in your subconscious. Do that. You do want to activate and program your mind to look for that. But if you are finding a lot of resistance, figure out where that resistance is coming from, because the resistance, like, let's say you want to get married this year and you're dating and you keep coming across these jerks or whatever, then that's something that your subconscious is actively looking for, and you want to find out why, right? So sometimes it's not enough to just focus on what you want. Sometimes you have to remove a very strong belief from yourself. You want to dissolve it, right? So maybe your dad was a jerk to your mom and you always wish that you could do something about it and you couldn't. So you'll be attracted to jerks because you want to fix them the way that you never could fix your dad, or maybe you loved your dad and you learned that that was love. So you keep being attracted to jerks, right? But deep down, that's not what you want. So you have to look at those things and take the time to sometimes even just realizing that on a conscious level, bringing that up is enough to let go and for you to make a choice. But sometimes you don't know where they're coming from, and that's when you want to enlist the help of a hypnotherapist or really do some shadow work and some journaling, and to figure out what is the thing that keeps you, wanting to attract men that make you unhappy, or the thing that makes you want to stay broke, or the thing that makes you want to stay overweight. Because when you do have these things that you seemingly don't want on a conscious level, you do want them on a subconscious level. You're programmed for them for some reason, and you need to find out what that reason is. Okay, so I actually offer a program called the Next Level Self, where you come in and we have a 2-hour session where we figure out where these things are coming from on a subconscious level. We remove them, and then I create a hypnosis for you, giving you the thing that you do want. So it's kind of a 2-for-1, and I'll add the link in the show notes so you can see if you're into it. But the other thing I would say is that maybe be a scientist about it, because sometimes maybe you don't have a problem with the thing that you want. There's something else. So let's say I had a girl who was like, I love to work out. I really love to work out, but I hate like the process of it afterwards. Like I hate having to shower and like the time it takes to get ready and all that stuff. And what we were able to narrow it down to was that she had a time management problem. She had a lot of anxiety about her day because she is just too overstimulating for her. So we had to kind of break that down into parts where we, had to do a hypnosis for her to be good with time management. And we also did a lot of nervous system regulation work, where a lot of breath work, a lot of EFT tapping, a lot of learning about the polyvagal theory and her nervous system and how to handle it so that she wouldn't feel so overstimulated when she had to do quote unquote too many things in one day. So be a scientist about what it is that is really getting in the way. Like just in the name of being relentless to getting to your goal, to making sure that the thing that you want is super locked in and your beliefs are as clean as possible. Be a scientist about what it is that your mind needs from you and what is getting in the way. Okay. And then finally, when you are listening to your hypnosis of wanting to work out, wanting to hit your health goals or your money goals or your love goals, be relentless about listening to that hypnosis, because a lot of women think that hypnosis is just something that you should be able to listen to once, and they don't even listen. They kind of hear it expecting it to create magic, but that's not how hypnosis works. Hypnosis works by creating repetition in your mind, by creating an activation in your nervous system, and by making something feel very true to you. So you do have to use the power of repetition to listen to that hypnosis over and over and over and over and over and over until it is encoded in you. And you have to fight for that, and you have to want that. And sometimes when you have a conflict between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. So remember how I was saying earlier, well, you might want to find a very nice guy, but your subconscious mind is on a whole different page. So when you go to listen to your hypnosis, your mind starts saying, I don't really feel like it, or I'm tired, or maybe tomorrow, because it's your subconscious is not in alignment, right? So it's conflicting. So that's when you have to make a choice and journal or EFT tap or something and really look at what it's costing you to not listen to that hypnosis, to not change your beliefs, right? Because yeah, you might not feel like it, quote unquote, which is really your subconscious mind saying, no, I'm not on the same page. It's easier for me to, keep dating jerks. But consciously, you're very aware that maybe you're suffering a lot. Maybe you keep being attracted to really toxic men, and that's costing you your peace. Maybe it's affecting your health. Maybe your children are seeing things that you don't think they should be seeing. So you have to really be aware of what it's costing you to not reprogram your beliefs. And you have to let that create a fire under your butt that says, oh my God, yes, I better go take the next like 15 minutes to listen to this, and keep repeating that process over and over. That's one way to do it. And the other way to do it is to think about what you will gain when you change your beliefs. So again, it's just like a different side of the same coin, right? When I do find someone that makes me feel loved and protected, my kids will see that, or I will feel at peace, or I will feel like motivated to travel more with someone. Whatever your fairy tale is in your mind, keep repeating that picture over and over. So do whatever you have to do to make sure that you're allowing yourself to go through that process of changing your subconscious beliefs. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Please, if you can, leave a 5-star review if you find this helpful. Share it with your friends. Let me know your thoughts. You can find me at Hypnotherapist Edna on Instagram. I'm always so happy to hear from you guys. I love you so much. Bye.